Good afternoon, dear sir or madam. Alexander Hamilton here speaking with you today, founding father and father of the U.S. Treasury. Today I find myself in a much different role as a mid-market account executive covering our high-growth businesses in Texas. And I'm here to talk to you about a very grave subject that's besieging our businesses in this area as well as businesses of all sizes. The subject is data quality. You see, any founding father will tell you that poor data is the #1 reason that a CRM project would fail. In fact, research from Dun & Bradstreet tells us that data decays on an annual rate of 25%. In my day, we couldn't even create data. The only decay we were concerned with was that of dental. It's also estimated by Dun & Bradstreet that within every 30 minutes, 120 accounts change their address, 30 new businesses are created, 20 CEOs leave their posts, and one company is acquired or merged with another. You can tell with these types of metrics why it is such a challenge for companies of all sizes to keep their data clean. Why is this important? Data is the bloodline of any business. It is the ink of our quill. It is the horse of our carriage. Without it, we simply can't be successful. Now, beyond data decay, which happens on a creeping, ongoing basis, with the lack of a data solution, what are some of the other reasons that we experience dirty data? Let's look at a few of the leading causes. Dirty data, a subject I do despise. What causes it? #1, duplicates. Secondly, missing data, inaccurate. And finally, out-of-date data. Let me give you a real-life example of one of these vicious culprits at play. One of the businesses I support, ASCO, out of Texas, is a provider of industrial supply equipment. They, like many businesses, have multiple segments in which they go to their customers and sell their products. They have a new sales division, they have a rentals business, they have a parts and services business. You see, each one of these divisions has their own sales team, and as we know of salespeople, they can sometimes be territorial. The challenge ASCO faced themselves with is that multiple account executives covering one account would create their own individual versions of that account within their CRM. They didn't want their peers to see what they're up to. They didn't want their opportunities to be mistakenly placed in with someone else's name. And this led to multiple versions of truth within that account in the system, creating real problems for their business in understanding and rolling up how they were doing within one individual account. So let's pivot from here. We understand what causes data to be poor and how quickly it can happen. What is the cost of this on a business? Well, let's take a look at research done by DemandGen, where they've applied a 1:10:100 ratio to maintaining data. In their studies, they've found that the average cost of maintaining data, maintaining a single record, is $1. The cost of updating or deduping data is at a cost of $10 per record, and the most expensive option at your disposal, to do nothing at all, costs $100. Now, using the ratio that was provided to us by Dun & Bradstreet research on data decay, if you were to have 100,000 accounts, say, in your CRM, on an annual basis, 25% of that data is decaying. That's 25,000 records annually that's becoming obsolete. Now, if you're doing nothing at all, that's $100. That's $2.5 million annually you're spending on poor data. Now, you don't have to be the father of the U.S. Treasury to understand the ROI in this math. So we understand that it's very critical to our business that we are able to find new contacts, new leads to go after, to keep our data and our database clean on an ongoing basis, to power our marketing teams, our sales teams, our finance teams, etc. How do I put a solution in place that will allow me to achieve this? Let's talk about the Data.com advantage. So there are a few key things to remember about the Data.com solution that are unique to it and you cannot find with any other solution in the marketplace. Number one, and very importantly, it is native to the Salesforce platform. What does this mean for you? It means that it's pre-configured, it's ready to go with the flip of the switch, and you don't have to go through the costly time and effort of importing and exporting your data out of your CRM into some other place to run a data clean service and back into it. Secondly, it's automated, meaning that I can schedule my data clean processes to run at any cadence, daily, weekly, monthly, that I choose is appropriate for my business. I won't forget, it's always there, and this helps me fight down that data decay creep that we talked about earlier. Third and finally is the ability to enrich my data. So I gave you an example about ASCO and how they had the account management problem. Let me tell you about another customer, Apache Industrial Paint, when we talk about enrich. You see, they cover accounts that fall underneath an umbrella hierarchy. Take ExxonMobil for example, a big company, but has individual branch locations. And in Industrial Paint's business, they have a singular account manager covering each branch. And they had no way of relating all those locations together underneath ExxonMobil or identifying which locations they weren't covering. This led to holes in parts of the business that account they were covering, and gaps in understanding product placement, where they have a cross-sell or upsell opportunities, which led to very costly cap on their ability to grow revenue in that account. If I haven't piqued your interest today in the critical state of affairs with data quality and what it can mean for your business and growing, meeting your goals, then I challenge you, sir or madam, to a duel. Thank you very much.